everybody, can't believe it's a week since I was here last. Welcome to my Facebook Live. Today it's Fun with Foliage. I'm Carol Wickham from Wickham & Taylor in Barnsley, and we're just going to have a little bit of fun today with some foliage. I'll just wait for some people to come into the room. If at any time you want to ask any questions, just type in the comments bar below, and my glamorous assistant Abby will read them out and I will try and answer the best I can. So I'll just wait a couple of minutes.
There's a few people joining.
Lovely. If anybody knows Abby, she's got her own little performance called Viva la Vintage, and she did a Facebook Live a couple of weeks ago, and she's doing another one on Saturday at 3 o'clock, so tune in for half an hour or an hour or so, how long it's going to be. That's another hour well spent in isolation.
Maybe just do another introduction.
Hi, I'm Carol Wickham from Wickham & Taylor, and today we're on my Facebook Live doing Fun with Foliage. We can't get any flowers at the moment. Well, that's not strictly true. We've had some notifications through some of the wholesalers that we can do orders for funerals. However, they're only open once a week and we have to pre-order, so we would need a week's notice for any funeral arrangements that need doing. So, shall we? I think we might make a start. You can also, if you can't watch now, I'm sure for those you tuning in later, hi, and I hope you enjoy what we're going to do today. Nothing structural, we're just going to have a play because that's what it's all about, just having fun with foliage and flowers. So I'm starting off with a black tray, rectangular bowl, nice and solid, and some. Everybody knows it as Oasis. This is the Oasis brand. Oasis is the brand, but it's actually a floral foam. You're all used to seeing the green type, but this is brown type because it's biodegradable. That means you can pop it into your normal bin or your green bin or whatever, and it will degrade down to the ground, so it's better for the environment. So I've also got some flower food. Again, this packet is fully compostable. We do like to try and help save the environment, so I'm just going to literally pop that in a bucket of water, just let it dissolve a little bit, because that will actually feed the foliage that we're putting into the Oasis. So I'm literally just going to drop that into the bucket and wait for it to sink. We don't keep it in long, we literally just wait for it to sink, because if we keep the foam in too long, it starts breaking up and doesn't hold your arrangements. We are trying to use different ways of doing arrangements that's not using floral foam, such as using chicken wire and willow and twigs and everything. So we do use other things like that. But with this being biodegradable, it's a lot better for the environment. So whilst that's sinking down, I'm going to get 2 of these.
Maybe just explain what we're doing again, because we've got a few more people.
Alright, okay, yeah, we're just having fun with foliage today. We've just got some, rummaging around the garden, some bits of foliage I got left. So we're just going to not create anything in particular. I don't even know myself what it's going to come out like. We're just going to have a little bit of fun. So getting these what we call frogs, and I'm going to put some, that's Oasis Fix. It's just like Florist Blue Tap, but it is really, really strong. And that's going to go at the bottom of there, and that will hold the foam in there. Normally, if it was going out to a wedding or somewhere like that, or installation or a hotel, I would tape it as well, but because it's staying at home, I'm not going to bother taping.
We've got someone from Silkston Common watching, and someone says, "Looking good, Carol."
Oh, thank you very much. I put some makeup on today, and actually washed my hair, you know, so I think we're all in the same boat really, aren't we? So now that's fully wet, so I'm going to take it out of the water and just pop it into the dish onto the frogs. I'll move my bucket of water out of the way. I'll use that later and water my plants outside. So as I say, I don't even know myself how this is going to turn out, because we're just having a little play with some foliage that we've been foraging. I've got some spotted laurel, got some normal laurel, and it's now flowering at the moment. Some of that in there.
Oh no.
Got some quince, some bay leaves, some more quince, some Sinecchio, which is a bay, Photinia, or people know it as red robin. Some bits of fern. These are called finger palms. I've actually had these since the 18th of February. I bought these for my demonstration that I did at Huddersfield Flower Club for NAFAS. And we've got some variegated aspidistra. And also I've got some Fatsia or Aurelia leaves, some small ones. The beauty about foliage is you can pull things together. We've got all different textures, different colours. As I say, we've got some silver here, as well as some light greens, some dark greens. So what I'm going to start off doing today, I'm going to get the three ferns. We don't want to be putting all this foliage into the oasis, so I'm literally going to pull the bottom leaves off with my hand. But before I actually forgot to do this, I'm going to just smooth the edges of the foam so that it gives a smooth edge. So if you put any foliage or anything in there, it doesn't stick out at an angle, it sits in nicely.
We've got someone saying, great selection. Lovely watching you use my favourite product, Foliage, from Simply Foliage. And then we've got, hi Carol, so glad you were doing this. You can have a rummage in my garden for some foliage. And hi you too, I'm watching from Dodworth.
Oh, hello everybody, thank you. So I'm just going to, I'll turn this round because I'm doing it from the front, and I'll want to turn it round again there. So I'm just going to pop that there. Hi Simply Foliage, are you alright? Hope you're keeping well. Not got much to do at the moment, unfortunately, only play. So I'm just going to... Simply Foliage is Yorkshire based, and they do some lovely foliage garlands and things. I've bought from them before. So as I say, this is just nothing in particular. It's all about having fun and just playing and losing yourself into the world of flowers and foliage. So I've just done like a little fan shape because, as we can see, the ferns have got a nice feathery fan texture, so it gives it a nice open look. So then I'm going to use my Fatsia leaves. These aren't out of my garden, these are from the wholesalers. I've had these again 3 or 4 weeks easily. But I have got one in the garden which is variegated. It's called a spider Fatsia. And as flower arrangers and florists love Fatsia leaves because they take up a lot of space on the oasis. So I'll just put them there, and I'll put one at the back as well. So you can see it's coming together as a design already. We've just got the dark against the light, the feathery against the smooth, and it's looking good already. So just to give a different look, we've got this is unanimous, this is the variegated type. This is the new growth, which is the lighter than the old growth, which is the darker, but I still think it gives quite a bit of interest. So I'm just going to pop that in there. You can all have a go at this, and if you wanted, and rummage around in your gardens and just have a little play and a little fill. Is
there anything you can use if you haven't got that oasis thing? Like, what could you stick it in? You can use
chicken wire. You can use that. You really do need oasis or some sort of framework to actually hold your materials in. Again, I'm just stripping away the stems because we don't want those to go in because they will rot and just basically rot, and your design will not last as long. So that's what we're looking like at the moment. We're having a bit of...
very green.
Yeah. And I love these. But I think these are a bit too... everything's going to proportion, but I think they are a bit too big for that. So I'm going to use one big one at the back. And we always cut at a 45-degree angle with flowers and foliage, because then the foliage and the flowers can take up the best intake of water rather than a straight cut. So I'm actually going to pop that there at the back so it just gives a bit of support and a bit of look. But these, I'm actually going to cut them down. I'm just going to pull all this together and just literally snip It now gives a nice funky feel to that finger palm. So we'll pop one there.
Got someone saying, excited for the finale.
Finale? Because that's my tap dance. It's not really, only joking.
We've got someone from Honeywell.
Hi!
And
Just down the road.
gorgeous, can't wait for the finished arrangement.
So there we are with...
Yeah, because your studio's located just near Honeywell, isn't it?
It is, yes. So just to give a bit of contrasting colour, I've got some of this Photinia or Red Robin. We've got one, this is not from my garden, it's from a friend's garden, kindly donated and left on my doorstep. We've got one similar, but ours is called a pink marble, but I call it a pink lady because we all love Greece, don't we, from our eras. So I'm just going to, I'll bring this back round here so I can just pop it in so I can see where I'm placing the foliage. As I say, I don't know myself what this is going to come out like. I'm just playing and just having a go. I am trying to keep everything in proportion to the container, because proportion is important as well in flower design. You don't want anything that's too big for a small vessel or container, and you don't want anything too small for a large one, so we're trying to keep it in a nice
Is this
proportion.
like a medium one?
This is a medium one. It's just a 1 brick container. These are what I would use if it was going to be in a display somewhere, because it's nice and it's just nice and pretty. Just being plain black, it doesn't you don't have to cover any mechanics of the design. Mechanics of the design are what we use, like the florist, the frog, the tape. It's how we put everything together. Now everything's held together so it doesn't fall.
Hi from Bev and Lindsay.
Hiya, Bev.
And then someone said, I meant to see the final product, but if you want to throw a tap dance, that's cool too.
Oh no.
You don't have to do a time step.
Oh yeah, I can do shuffle ball change, shuffle hop step. So we've got a bit of bay here as well, which I'm going to fill in and put around here. I'm not sure if I can dry this out and cook with it. I've not tried. I don't want to poison any of the family, but you never know, we might be able to. So I'm just going to fill in at the back as well. So you can see I'm just, literally we're going to be covering all the oasis, the floral foam. Got a bit of normal laurel from our bushes outside. I'll not let Martin cut them down because I'm always using it. It's growing a bit wild now though. A bit more bay in the front. Well, again, I'll just bring it round so I can just see how the design's coming along.
Do you want to try and cover even the back bit as well?
Yeah,
as much as possible.
It depends where you're going to put your arrangement. If it's going to go against, say, on a table that's against a wall or a coffee table, you wouldn't bother because you just have it will be front facing. If it's going to go on a table centrepiece, I would do the design probably duplicate, so you've got more interest at the back, but it just does look nice to be filled in at the back, just because if you sat at a different angle in a chair, you don't want to be looking at those angles at the side and it be plain and black. So we just even if it's just covered with little leaves, just to give that bit of interest to it. So this, some spotted laurel or a Cuba japonica, the Latin name for it. When I did my demonstrators test last year, we had to learn all the names for the Latin names for all the foliage, and I found it so difficult. I knew it was my weak spot, because as a florist you just learn the common names for things. So when you're ordering online and things, you just, as I say, you just order with the common names, not the Latin names. So I just found that really, really difficult. But there's some that's just stuck in my mind, what they are. Again, I'm just filling in at the back. And I'll bring it round the front to show you that you've got, again, a different colour texture with the bits of yellow, which harmonises against these bits of foliage. I'll just put that to come back out.
The red looks good.
And yeah, and again against the contrast with the red. So just turn that round again. So here we have some quince. Again, that's a different sort of texture, that smaller leaves against the big leaves, which gives another look as well. Just strip that in. If you do find that you have to reposition one of your pieces of plant material, you would recut it, because when it's gone in, I'll just put that in and take it out and show you. You might not be able to see it, but it will pick up the floral foam and block that, so it can't drink. So we always recut.
Does anyone have any questions? Because I can answer them for you. Well, I can read them out.
Yes, my glamorous assistant. No questions?
It lags behind a bit as well.
Oh, does it? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just filling in here. So I'd also need some suggestions what you would like me to do for my next live demo, because, as I say, I'm struggling to get flowers. I can only get them for funerals. But I'm happy to have any suggestions, what anybody would like to see. So I'm now putting some Sinecchio. Again, we've got the silver and the grey on this. This is out of my garden as well. I love this in wedding bouquets. I think it looks absolutely beautiful, especially winter ones. It looks really, really nice and Christmassy and wintry.
Yeah, it looks like snow, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely. You can get different types of Sinecchio, some with bigger leaves, but this is just what most people will find in their own gardens. A couple of years ago we had some building work done, so our garden was destroyed by the builders, so we're slowly building it back up. Got plenty of time at the moment. I've ordered loads of plants off the internet, waiting for them to be delivered so they can go in. Plants that I can use for flower arrangements, such as hostas. They've got lovely leaves. Hostas and ferns and hercules. As you can see, it's now building up into a nice design. It's going to look nice on my hearth, that, I think.
Someone said, how long is the display likely to last?
So this foliage will last a good couple of weeks easily. It does last longer than flowers, because they don't need a lot of water, foliage. If it was, the colder it is, the longer it will last as well. So at Christmas, when you do your wreaths, they last well up to 2 months, the wreaths that we do. If you do think it's getting dry, the Oasis, the easiest way to re-wet it is just to get some ice cubes, pop them on top and let it melt, and it will soak into the foam. The brown foam, which is the biodegradable, is a lot more thirstier than the green, so you do find you have to keep watering it a lot more than the green foam. But in the long run, it's better for the environment. I'm not going to put I was going to put these in, but I don't know if I'm going to do it. I might just put a couple. I've got 3 here. So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to curl them. This is what we call leaf shine, and it just gives a nice shine onto the leaves, and it also feeds them as well. So, as we know, plants feed through, well, you might not know, but we know that plants can also feed through the leaves. So what I've done now, I've just curled it, and we can use decorative pins if we want, or we can stick that through there, but it's not very bendable to do it, so I'm going to staple.
Someone said, can you recommend where you're getting your plants from, please?
The foliage that I've got now is just out of the garden.
So you can literally do this with any
you can do
stuff
anything. If you're going out on your daily exercise and you see some ivy or plants, just as long as you're not going in people's gardens and pinching it, then you can just pick anything and make anything really that you want to. But the aspidistra and this palm, they were from my wholesalers that I got a while ago. So I'm just going to pop that in there. Again, that just gives, if we can see, it's giving it another look as well, and some different movement into the design. And we've got a nice round enclosed space on the arrangement there. And we'll do another one.
Just show how you roll that up again.
So just literally roll it round. You can have it any size you want, but I'm wanting it quite small. I'm just stapling it just to secure it. Cutting it at an angle, and again popping it this side.
Someone said, looks gorgeous. Who would have thought that an arrangement without flowers would look so amazing? Well done.
Thank you.
then some spot. It's wonderful.
And then the third one I'm putting in. We work in odd numbers for visual balance in floristry. It didn't go with the grain with me at the beginning because I don't like odd numbers apart from the number 7. Don't ask me why. I'll put that in there.
They remind me of pin curls then.
Yeah.
You know, like,
The vintage pin curls.
yeah.
So as we can see, it's building up now. It's nearly finished, I would think. So what I've got is from my
Put
laurel.
any of these orange flowers in?
We can, yeah.
I like the orange
These are
ones.
quince, so we'll just pop a few of those in. Just at the front to harmonise with the red
Yeah.
on the Fetinia. Yeah, we'll put them in.
Sorry. I thought you said you're nearly done.
I've nearly done, but not quite finished. Pop that in
Ooh,
there.
someone says it's gorgeous.
Yeah, you just cut some foliage down and have a bit of fun with it, and that's why that's why I've called it Fun with Foliage. Just put that in there. So that's what we've got there.
Mm.
And I'll try and lay one across the front. It might not be long enough, but I'll just pop that in there. You can see we've just brought that back to the front. And then finally, I'm going to put this is from the laurel. It's just blooming a little bit, so that just gives it a little bit more interest. And I'll just put
Looks fab. I'm going out to my garden with a pair of scissors shortly.
You do right. I am trying to grow things that will help me with my flower arranging and my floristry. So finally, pull those leaves off. I just think it needs a little bit of something here at the back, so I'm going to use this long piece of laurel that I've cut off. Again, strip off the leaves. You could actually, if you were doing a different arrangement for a wedding, you can actually use these leaves. You can use them as well if you were doing a wedding for buttonholes. It's just...
Or a corsage like last week.
Yes, corsage.
If anyone's not seen last week's.
It's on YouTube. I've uploaded it onto YouTube. It's actually inspiring me now to... People have been saying I've got to do some YouTube tutorials, and it's now inspiring me to do some. So I will be... Once this is all over, I will be doing regular tutorials on YouTube. So there we are. Fun with foliage. Just literally going out to the garden, picking some bits and bobs out, and
Maybe just explain what some other different plants are now that they're in there.
Now they're all in together.
Yeah.
What we have here, we've got some. The silvery is Senecchio. This is spotted laurel or a Cuba japonica. What's really nice about that is it's evergreen, so in winter if you use it, it gets some lovely red berries on it, so you can put red berries onto your display. That's quince, flowering quince. It's just got some nice buds on it, well, blossoms on it. The red here is Fetinia or red robin, which a lot of people have in their gardens. You do see them quite often around. We've got some lovely ferns. Again, this lighter colour just nicely harmonises and stands out with the rest of the design. With some manipulated or curled variegated aspidistra. Some finger palms which I've cut down as well just to make it that little bit of a funky look. And what else have we got? Some Unanimous, which is the variegated there. Again, that's the new growth, so we've got new and old growth in there, but you can't see the old growth so much now because it's getting filled in. And these flowers are from my laurel bush as well. So that's what...
Got lovely, beautiful, stunning, amazing.
Has anyone got any questions they'd like to ask?
Just wait for it to...
As I say, if anyone's got any ideas what they'd like to see next week, then please message me or comment in below. I can pick those up later. But yeah, so we need some ideas because as I say, flowers are getting very, very scarce. Or if anybody's got any flowers in the garden they want to see me make something with them, just leave them outside my door. On Wednesday, next Wednesday, studio's at 5 High Bulk, which is just off Huddersfield Road. If you want the address, just ask for it. just message me and I'll send it through. Because I can always make some things what you've picked out of your garden. Make another arrangement.
But another brilliant demonstration. Thanks, Carol. Love all the different shades of foliages.
It's amazing what you can do with stuff out of your garden.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you very much for watching again. And I'm not been as nervous this week as I was last week. So I hope you're all staying safe and you're all feeling well. So until next time, keep smiling.